What's up, everybody? This is Mark Clements from Edunators.com, where we help teachers eliminate obstacles and focus on learning in their classrooms. Today, we're going to attempt to answer the question that I know many of you have been asking yourselves: am I an Edunator? And we'll do that by taking the $10,000 challenge. If I chose one random student from your school, I just showed up in your classroom one day, picked up your grade book, not knowing anybody's names or any of the kids, closed my eyes and said, that one. And I told you that I'll give you $10,000 upon completion if you can get this kid to master this objective in 4 hours. Now, when I say objective, I'm talking about one of those big standards that's identified by the state, or one of those things that your school has called an essential learner outcome or a power standard, something that somebody has identified as so significant, all students must learn this. Could you do it? So the first question is, do you believe that you could do it, no matter the kid and no matter the objective? Unless the answer is without hesitation, yes, you are not an Edunator. You may be passionate, you may be gifted, and you may be an awesome teacher, but you're simply unwilling to accept responsibility for all students learning at a high level. Maybe you're on the lookout for excuses. Maybe you're broken, beaten, and scarred from years of abuse. Maybe you lack the confidence or the skills that you need as an educator. Maybe you don't realize the awesome power that you actually have as a classroom teacher. Certainly, a passionate and skilled educator could achieve this, given that sort of incentive. But can you do it without the million pennies dangling at the end like a carrot on a stick? And the better question is, how would you go about it? Would you start off by defining what mastery is? For $10,000 on the line, if the student masters this, maybe we need to have a clear definition of what mastery is. And while we're at it, what the standard is and what that actually means. Would you tell the student how long they had to achieve this objective? Would you learn the objective yourself as best as possible? Would you start off by building a relationship with the student? Sit down next to them, get to know them a little bit, ask them questions about their family. What are they into? What do they like to do for fun? Would you like to get to know his or her perceived learning styles? How do they like to learn? What works for them? What hasn't worked for them in the past? Would you pre-test them to see what they already know about a given topic? Would you give them choices for how they can go about not only learning the information, but showing you that they know the information? Would you do your best to provide instruction that he or she likes, things that the student actually enjoys? Would you formative assess along the way? Ask them a bunch of different questions to figure out what's working, what's not, what do you still need to work on, how can you do something differently? Would you ask the student along the way, what's working for you? Is there something I can do that will better help you? And if the student didn't get it the first time, would you fold up shop? Well, we've been at it for about an hour or so, you didn't get it, guess I'm not going to get my $10,000 today. Or would you reteach it as much as possible? Would you say, nope, we've still got more time, and you'd come up with different ways to do this, different techniques. You would ask the student, hey, how many other ways can we go about coming up with this? And you would think of every idea that you possibly could to help that student learn that material. See, the hard truth is that if you're not already doing all of these things on a regular basis in your classroom, then you're not focused on learning and you're not the Edunator. And that's okay, because given any specific day randomly just chosen throughout the calendar year, I'm not sure that I am either. I'm not sure that anybody is. It's an extremely high standard, but this is where we've got to get to with our teachers. All of our students deserve this type of teacher who accepts nothing else other than all of these things rolled into a 1-week period, which total classroom time for a secondary classroom ends up at about 4 hours, the time parameter that we started off with this little thought experiment. The good news is that on any given day, any one of us can become this. And with enough practice and enough positive habits, we can all become this as frequently as we can take care of ourselves to become that person. Remember, becoming the Edunator is not a strategy. It's not a playbook. It's a mentality. It's an ideology. The things that we talk about are not buzzwords that administrators will throw around willy-nilly. This focusing on learning is not a sometimes thing. To great teachers, it's an all-the-time thing. It's an ingrained part of their classroom culture. In the same ways that rules and procedures and how we interact with one another are taught, we need to teach our students how to focus on learning so that these types of things become embedded in our regular day-to-day lives within our classrooms. That's the $10,000 challenge, and we thank you for watching. Make sure to click the subscribe button or check us out at Edunators.com or on Facebook.com/Edunators or on Twitter @MarkClementsEDU or using the hashtag Edunators. Thanks.